Hey, what's going on, guys? JD here with J3D Iron Life, doing a video for a subscriber. Subscriber wanted me to talk about muscle imbalance, okay? And what I'm hoping I understood correctly that he meant by that was when you have one muscle, let's say a shoulder for example, growing bigger than the other shoulder, okay? This is really common. It's nothing to freak out about, especially since most of the time when you notice these differences in sizes, they're only noticeable to you. Unless you're competing, then symmetry is a big thing. So we're going to go ahead and get into this, alright? Now, this, like I said, is really common, alright? I have my right bicep that peaks higher than my left. My left thigh is about an inch smaller than my right. My left lat flares out less than my right lat. Okay, so these things are common. You're not the only one, and there's definitely ways to fix it, okay? But it's going to take some time, alright? These tips I'm about to give you, they're going to work, but they're not going to work over the course of a couple months, okay? You got to consistently do them, reassess every month, looking in the mirror so that you don't start growing that weaker one bigger than the stronger one, okay? So, the tips. Tip number one is stick to dumbbells, okay? Stick to dumbbells for the majority of your movements, all right? So, if your lats, if you have one lat that's bigger than the other, okay? This is something I do. Start your back day with dumbbell rows, okay? Dumbbell rows, and make sure you use the weaker one first, okay? So, for example, my left lat is weaker than my right, it's smaller, so I'm going to go ahead and start doing the sets with my left one first, so I have more energy concentrated on that one. I still hit the other one the same, but I'm able to focus more on the left one without a loss of energy, okay? Same thing with dumbbell curls. Do single arm dumbbell curls. Chest, you can do dumbbell presses, sorry. Dumbbell presses are great. I prefer them over barbell presses just because I can bring my elbows in a little more so my shoulders aren't at such a disadvantage and they don't end up getting hurt or injured. That's going to help out because you're pushing individually with each pec. Legs, you can do single leg extensions, single leg hamstring curls, single leg press, okay? All those things are a great idea. Always start with the weaker one first so you have more energy to focus on that one, like I said. Also for chest, one that a lot of people don't realize is you can do single arm pec deck flies, okay? So pec deck fly, for those of you that don't know, is a machine that you grab the handles out here and you close together, okay? For that squeeze, that contraction, all right? Bring out, squeeze together. So what you can do is grab onto the seat with one arm, okay? Grab one bar and bring it in with just that one arm, okay? This is also going to give you a wider range of motion. If you're doing both, you can only go up to here. But now you're able to go all the way across. So on top of the fact that you're going to be able to work out the smaller pec more than the other, you're also going to be able to get a fuller range of motion, more of a contraction for each one, all right? So there's a little added bonus. All right, another thing you guys can do is on exercises that you can't or don't want to do single appendage movements on. For example, a leg press. Leg press you can do with one leg, but if you don't like to, like I don't, what I like to do is, since my left leg is smaller than my right, instead of having both feet at the same distance away from each other, what I'll do is I'll bring in the left one, my smaller one, I'll bring in that foot a little bit closer to the center. That way I'm still pushing the weight with both legs, but there's more resistance on the left leg, okay? So hopefully causing more hypertrophy, more size later on, all right? Other things you could do that with, triceps. For your triceps, if you have one bigger than the other and you're doing the bar tricep extensions with a cable, what you can do is if the bar is this wide, you usually have your hands out this wide, bring in the weaker one a little more, okay? The closer you are to where the weight's being pulled from, the more resistance you're going to feel, okay? So you're going to end up pushing a little more with that one. Third tip, last tip I have is, let's say you're doing those single appendage movements, okay? Let's use a dumbbell row for example again. Let's say I grab a 75 pounder and I hit it for 12 reps on each side. I'm going to go ahead and start with my weaker lat, all right? I'm starting out with my left, get to 12 reps, or wherever I fail at. I always like to go to failure. We'll talk about that in another video. Then I'll go ahead, do my right, and as soon as I'm done with my right, jump back to the left. So it's like a drop set for that weaker side, okay? Go ahead and go to the left till failure again. and then rest, okay? So that's 1 set. All right, so you're just adding in a little extra reps, a little more tension on the muscle for that one that's weaker, all right? And hopefully that's going to help. All right, guys, so those are the tips for curing those muscle imbalances. Once again, it's going to take a while. Give it some time. Reassess every once in a while so you make sure you're still keeping a good balance or you're reaching that balance, all right? So comment, subscribe, share. I hope this video helped a lot, guys. Comment down below on any topics you want me to cover. Follow me on Instagram, J3D_iron_life. See you guys next time. Peace.